welcome to our show, Health and Wellness Myths versus Facts. Now, the primary difference between health and wellness is that health is the goal and wellness the active process of achieving that goal. Now, you can't have health without first achieving wellness. But, this is at a time when our lives have become more sedentary than ever. More than 1 year into the pandemic, there are still people who are working from home, people who are hesitant to step outside. Long working hours, poor food choices, lack of physical activity have all been factors that have contributed to a variety of lifestyle disorders, including obesity, diabetes, hypertension, and heart disease. Now, hypertension and type 2 diabetes are also common comorbidities for COVID. Hypertension is twice as frequent in patients with diabetes compared with those who do not have diabetes. So what do we do in all of this? Well, arming yourself with the right information and knowledge is key to preventing both conditions. Then, all you need are medical experts to get you that information and put you on the right track. Well, that is exactly what this show is hoping to do. And we have with us today Dr. A. Ananda Sagari, MBBS, MD, Gandhi, FFFM and FDM, Fellowship Family Medicine and Diabetology, Martin Luther University, DIN, Diploma Nutrition, Blackford Center UK, Consultant Physician and Diabetologist with Sunshine Hospitals, Hyderabad. We're also being joined by Dr. Amit Kumar De, MBBS, MD, Diploma in Geriatric Medicine, DIP, MSc Diabetes from the United Kingdom, Consultant and Internal Medicine and Diabetology of the Apollo Sugar Clinic in Kolkata. Thank you both very much for being with us. Let's, get into it straight away. Dr. Ananda Sagari, let me begin by asking you, we're now seeing lots of elderly people, of course, with hypertension. Is hypertension an inevitable condition that comes with old age then? Are we all going to sort of have hypertension in some form or another when we reach a particular age?
No, I wouldn't call that so, because it is not like an inevitable condition for us at our older age group. I would rather put it this way, that a premeditated condition like hypertension can come when our blood pressure rises. And there is a set of normal pressures, something like 130/80, which is stipulated for all the age groups. But as we attain the old age, that is above 55 or 60 years, our peripheral resistance, or rather I would say that our blood vessels start getting thickening. So the blood which flows through these vessels is definitely flowing at a high pressure. So at the older age group, 140/80 or 140/90 is also considered as a normal blood pressure. But having said that, there is a trend which is observed that with the old age, everybody starts getting the blood pressure, but we cannot account it like everybody would get the blood pressure at the older age group. We can definitely prevent it with a very good lifestyle choices and practices.
All right. Thank you for that. Doctor. Okay. Let me also bring in Dr. Ananda Sagari at this point. Can hypertension actually be cured? Can I actually, for instance, stop medication if my readings are normal constantly for a week or 2 weeks or for a consistent period of time? What should a patient with hypertension do if otherwise he or she is managing to keep things in check?
Very good question, Ankita ji. Thank you for asking. Very well said. Hypertension is a metabolic disorder, all right? So I would like to clear it once for all that hypertension is not an infection or a viral fever that you could use the antihypertensive medications for a stipulated period of time and stop. That cannot happen. You need to probably continue using the medications. But having said that, if you promise to have a very good lifestyle in terms of having a low salt diet and having a regular exercise, which are good lifestyle practices, and you're daily monitoring your blood pressures, if they are under control or probably always being low, then with the help of your doctor, keeping in loop in consultation with your doctor, you can stop the hypertensive medication and probably restart them as per his suggestion. But never attempt to stop the medication on your own suddenly, as that could lead to cerebral attacks or brain strokes, as we all know. So, right. Hypertension can never be stopped. The medication should never be stopped without the consent of your doctor.
All right. Sananda Sagari, during the pandemic, people were obviously hesitant to go to their doctors to check blood pressure. Many people purchased home monitoring devices to measure their blood pressure on a frequent basis. Would you say that there are concerns about the accuracy of these devices? Is there a right way to use them? Is it better to have someone coming over with one of the sort of older fashioned devices? What would you recommend?
I think in the current situation of the pandemic and the rate with which it was spreading, the COVID, if I can say that, it was advised to stay back at home, as we've been telling everybody, stay home, stay safe. So something is better than nothing. So it's good to have a home monitoring machine with you, and all you need to have is the right procedure to monitor it. I would rather say that if you have a source at home to measure your blood pressure, make sure there is a dictum. Put the machine, your heart and hand all in the same line. I would rather say that patients to spread their arm on a dining table so that the arm and the heart are on the same level, and put the machine beside and measure your blood pressure, preferably on the right hand. That is the correct procedure. Never let your hand keep hanging down, or probably the machine is too high. Never do that. All the machine, the heart and the hand should be on the same line on a dining table, and you can measure them randomly at home. One thing to keep in mind, if you are measuring it at home, never measure it soon after you have a coffee, alcohol or tea, or not soon after you ate something, or definitely not soon after talking a phone call. Because at these times, generally also our blood pressure would be a little high, and anytime getting the blood pressure checked with the help of a practiced professional like a doctor is definitely good, but something is better than nothing. So you can also measure it at home. More or less the values are the same. Slight variation of 5 to 10 mm of Hg is the variation observed, but that's not harmful.
All right, that's very practical and useful advice. Thank you so much for that. We will take a very quick break at this point on health and wellness, myths versus facts. Dr. Ananda Sagari, now, let's talk a little bit more about diets. Right now, everyone is exposed to social media. The internet is just flooded with different types of diets. You get extensive advice on what to do if you're hypertensive, what to do if you're diabetic. But, that's not medical advice at the end of the day. Viewers tuning into this program would want to know, what do they need to really focus on in terms of a diet when they have diabetes and hypertension? As a doctor, what is your advice to them?
Definitely. So since we all have our mobile phones, so at the blink of an eye, we have the diets in our hands. First and foremost, make sure you do not copy or, practice the diets which are advised for others, because each individual's health condition is different. No two people can practice the same diet. The best thing is to avoid high salted foods like, outside manufactured foods, junk food, pickles, pickled vegetables, and too much of sauces and too much of oily foods should be avoided. On a day-to-day practice, make sure that your plate is colorful, loaded with lots of vegetables, fruits, and some amount of carbs also. Completely condemning using carbs, that is rice and roti, completely stopping them is not helping, is not going to help, and that is not even advised. So make sure it is a balanced diet which is healthy and home cooked food. Use definitely half a liter of oil per month per person. Limit the uses of extra sauces and everything in your diet, and make sure that you're also exercising along with this balanced diet. Keep the junk food almost at bay, and if you can't, then probably once in a week is okay.
All right, an important reminder there for all those who are practicing high protein, low carb diets. That is not feasible or sustainable on a long-term basis. Right. Dr. Ananda Sagari, we've been talking, of course, about how lifestyle disorders have led to this spike in hypertension. But, would you say that is uniformly true for men and women, that they're all seeing sort of, greater risk of hypertension? Who's more at risk?
Ideally, in the prior decades, there was a trend which was observed that men were twofold more at risk of hypertension compared to women. But now, in the last decade, what I have observed is the prevalence of hypertension both in men and women is almost the same. There is no sex or gender variation as such, but there is a very significant change which we have observed. Priorly, the hypertension was only noticed in the older age group, that is above the age of 50, 55 or maybe 60 years. But now that trend has slowly shifted to the middle age group. People as young as 35 years are also getting diagnosed with hypertension, all owing to the sedentary lifestyle, work from home aspects, and not having the physical activity, not really working out or exercise and loading yourself with unnecessary carbs and calories is what is leading to the shift of hypertension from the older age group onset to a younger or the middle age group onset. So lifestyle modifications definitely play a very significant role, can be preventing in getting the hypertension. We can all keep that at bay.